How to make a simple shirt dress with collar.
So we're starting with the back panel and I have my fabric in a fold of 2. So to get the wideness of fabric to fold, divide your hip measurement by 4, add 1 inch for seam allowance and 1.5 inches for ease, and the length of the fabric is 38 inches. The first thing is to mark a starting line, which is going to be the shoulder line. From that closed angle, I'll take the neck width, which is 3 inches, and the depth of 1 inch. After that, I'll place the shoulder measurements divided by 2 plus 1 inch for ease, which is 9 inches for me, and then take the shoulder slope. From the shoulder slope, mark the armhole measurements divided by 2 and 1 inch for ease, and then extend the lines. After that, I'll mark from the shoulder to the hip line, which is 24.5 inches, and then on that hip line, I'll mark the round hip measurements divided by 4, add 1.5 inches for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance, and I'll mark the same measurements on the chest line all the way down. After that, I'll get the midpoint of this armhole line and then curve it out to form the armhole curve. The next thing is to cut it out. So for the front panel, I have another fabric in a fold of 2, and from the closed angle, I'm going to take 2.5 inches all the way down and just mark it out. So I'll take the back panel now and place the center back directly on that line this way and proceed to cut out the sides. So the depth of the front neckline is 3 inches. I'll mark it and then go ahead to connect it this way, then cut it out. So I'll notch the point where that 2.5 inches stopped and then rip the center front opened. The 2.5 inches we marked is going to serve as the button allowance. So iron your air stay or paper stay to the button allowance to give it a bit of weight. And then the next thing we're going to do is to fold in the button allowance. So I'll first of all fold in half an inch first. I'll iron it out and then fold in another 1 inch so that it stops at the point where I notched. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. So go ahead to iron it out first before you stitch it all the way down. So after stitching the button allowance, this is what it looks like. The next thing is to insert the pocket in front. So you can make use of any size of pocket. So I'll come down to 18 inches from the shoulder line and come in by 3 inches. And then I'll place my pocket on that marked point. Then use my pins to hold it down. Then go ahead to stitch it all the way around it. I'll repeat the same thing for the other side. After fixing the pockets, the next thing is to join the front and the back panels together. So your button allowance should sit on top of each other this way. So I'll join the shoulders and also close up the sides, and I'll also finish up the base of my dress by folding it twice. So after joining, this is what it looks like. So for the sleeve, I have my fabric in a fold of 2 and I came down from my shoulder line to the cap's height, which is 4 inches for me, and then the full length of my sleeve is 10 inches plus 1 inch for folding allowance, making 11. On the cap's height line, I'll mark the armhole measurement I have on my dress plus 1 inch for seam allowance and then connect it all the way up. Get the midpoint of the line and then go ahead to form a